May I please call your attention to the middle panel on the screens before you. This is the white coat patch worn by faculty members, residents, and fellows, and by medical students at the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine at OUWB. The patch represents our core values. A circle represents a community. If just one point is dropped, the circle is broken, and this teaches us that everyone in our community and in the communities that we serve has infinite value. 2 points in a circle can be very far apart, yet both points are equidistant from the center. This reminds us that as much as we may disagree with one another from time to time, far apart in our thinking, we can still be focused equally on the core values that are at our center. 2 circles border the patch. At one level, the 2 circles represent the 2 founding institutions. The inner blue circle represents Beaumont Health, and the outer gold circle represents Oakland University. On another level, the 2 circles represent the 2 questions we ask of ourselves. What do we want to do, and who do we want to be? The what do we want to do is answered by the knowledge we acquire and the skills that we master, and the who do I want to be is achieved by developing the personal attributes that contribute to a compassionate, empathetic, and highly engaged physician. And finally, because a circle represents a community, the 2 circles on our patch represent OUWB's vision: to be a community serving its community, locally, regionally, globally. This is the OUWB white coat patch. At OUWB, we wear our values on our sleeves. Good afternoon. It is my privilege as founding dean of the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine to welcome you to our 4th commencement. I also welcome those who are streaming this event live from all parts of the world. I'm grateful to each of you for being present at this special event in the lives of our graduates, members of the class of 2018. I wish to extend appreciation to Carberfet pipes and drums, and special appreciation to the Oakland University Wind Symphony, directed by Professor Gregory Cunningham. Please rise. And the symphony may be seated. We're also grateful this afternoon to the Deaf Community Advocacy Network for assisting us in interpreting today's ceremony in American Sign Language. At this time, I would like to recognize that the ceremony will be led by School Marshal Dr. Robert Neuva, Associate Dean for Preclinical Education. Dr. Neuva will escort the platform party to the dais. Professor Cunningham. Bob, stop. Please welcome the platform party for today's ceremony. Introducing the Assistant and Associate Deans of the School of Medicine. Cheryl Verbruggen, Vice Dean for Business and Administration. Dr. Jeffrey DeVries, Associate Dean for Graduate Medical Education. Dr. Linda Gillum, Associate Dean for Academic and Faculty Affairs. Dr. Richard Kennedy, Associate Dean for Research. Dr. Robert McCauley, Associate Dean for Institutional Effectiveness and Technology. Dr. Nelia Afonso, Assistant Dean for Community Integration and Outreach. Dr. Cynthia Ledford, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Clinical Education. Dr. Dawn Jung, Assistant Dean for Diversity and Inclusion. Dr. Deidre Pitts, Assistant Dean for Faculty Affairs and Professional Development. Dan Kallenberger, Assistant Dean for Medical Student Admissions. Brooke Taylor, Assistant Dean for Continuing Medical Education. I also extend a warm welcome to my colleagues, the Oakland University Deans, who join me today on the platform. From the Oakland University Libraries, Nancy Bulgarella, representing Dean Stephen Whiter. From the Honors College, Dean Graham Harper. From the School of Education and Human Services, Associate Dean Michael McDonald, representing Dean John Marjoram Lays. And from the School of Health Sciences, Interim Associate Dean Kristen Landis-Pivovar, representing Dean Kevin Ball. I now welcome Oakland University's Vice President. Vice President for Government and Community Relations, Rochelle Black, and Vice President for Student Affairs and Chief Diversity Officer, Glenn McIntosh. I also welcome Oakland University's officers. Chief Operating Officer, Scott Kunselman. Associate Provost, Michelle Piskalich. And Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. James Lentini. I extend a special welcome to Oakland University Board Trustee, Robert Shostak. Representing Beaumont Health on the dais is Dr. David Wood, Chief Medical Officer. I now welcome members of the Platform Party who will be participating additionally in this afternoon's celebration. Oakland University President, Dr. Ora Hirsch-Peskovitz, a member of the OUWB faculty. Keynote speaker, Dean Ray Mitchell. And alumni speaker, Dr. Kimberly Ellis Waite. I now welcome our department chairs, led by School Marshal Dr. Robert Granadier, Assistant Dean for Diversity and Inclusion and Associate Professor of Ophthalmology. Dr. James Grant, Department of Anesthesiology. Department of Biomedical Sciences, Dr. Douglas Gould. Department of Cardiology, Dr. Simon Dixon. Department of Diagnostic Radiology and Molecular Imaging, Dr. Dwayne Meswell. Department of Emergency Medicine, Dr. Terry Kowalenko. Department of Family Medicine and Community Health, Dr. Paul Mish. Department of Internal Medicine, Dr. Michael Maddens. Department of Neurology, Dr. Daniel Menkes. Department of Neurosurgery, Dr. Fernando Diaz. Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Dr. Ray Bahato Singh. Department of Ophthalmology, Dr. Laurie Steck, representing Dr. George Williams, Chair. Department of Orthopedic Surgery, Dr. Rachel Rode, representing Dr. Jeffrey Fishgren, Chair. Department of Pathology, Dr. Barbara Ducketman. Department of Pediatrics, Dr. Brian Berman. Department of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, Dr. Ronald Taylor. Department of Psychiatry, Dr. Ron Samarian. Department of Radiation Oncology, Dr. Thomas Guerrero, representing Dr. Craig Stevens, Chair. Department of Surgery, Dr. Mark Fricker, Interim Chair. And Department of Urology, Dr. Kenneth Peters, Chair. I now extend a welcome to the faculty of the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine. At this time, I invite everyone who is able to rise and to welcome the members of the class of 2018, led by School Marshal Dr. David Thomas, Assistant Dean for Medical Education. The class will enter by their PRISM groups, led by their PRISM mentors. Please remain standing now for our national anthem performed by Da Cappella, the OUWB Medical Student Vocal Performance Group. And now our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I invite you all to be seated. I have the honor of extending a special welcome to Oakland University trustee Mark Schlussel and to former Oakland University trustee and former board member, Chair Henry Baskin. I have the honor this afternoon of recognizing leaders from Beaumont Health. Beaumont Health is OUWB's exclusive clinical teaching partner. Beaumont's 5-word mission statement, compassionate, extraordinary care every day, resonates perfectly with its medical school core values. Mr. John Fox, President and CEO of Beaumont Health, could not be here today, and he asked me to read the following on his behalf to our graduates. To the class of 2018 of the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine, I offer all of you my hearty congratulations. Using your skills and smarts, as well as your compassion, your patients will heal, recover, stay well, live well, and you will become treasured part of so many people's lives as a result. You have worked very hard to get to this moment, and I wish you much success as you move on to the next phase of your medical careers. From all of us at Beaumont Health, we wish you all the best. And now introducing representatives from Beaumont Health Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer Carolyn Wilson, Beaumont Health Senior Vice President and Chief Compliance Officer Dawn Geisert, Beaumont Health Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing and Communications Officer Mark Bowen, President of Beaumont Hospital Royal Oak Rosanna Morris, Chief Nursing Officer of Beaumont Hospital Troy Deborah Guido Allen, and Chief Medical Officer Beaumont Health Grosse Pointe Dr. Nicholas Gilpin. We also have community partners and civic leaders here today with us, and I welcome, representing Oakland County Medical Main Street, Dom Holmes, Economic Development Manager for the City of Royal Oak, Todd Fenton, District STEM Coordinator from the Chandler Park Academy, Kelvin Wise, and President of the Ann Arbor Public Schools Board of Education, Christine Stead. Some individuals who are not formal members of our faculty teach our students how to examine and relate to patients, and these teachers are known as standardized patients. We recognize the presence of OUWB standardized patients today. Please rise to be acknowledged. Thank you so much for your service to the school. The Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine is a community, and members of the medical student body accompany this year's graduates today. Will the classes of 2021 and 2020 please rise and remain standing? Will the class, that's you. Will the class of 2019 please rise and remain standing? Will OUWB alumni please rise and remain standing, and let's greet them all. And you may be seated. And finally, I'd like to take a moment, please be seated. And finally, I would like to take a moment to honor the memory of Dr. Samia Raghib, a beloved colleague and teacher in the Department of Biomedical Sciences. She was an assistant professor and was recognized authority in the area of neuroimmunology. She was a mentor to countless medical students. She loved our medical students, and they returned the love with respect and intensity. Let us pause for a moment to honor the memory of Dr. Samia Raghib. May Dr. Raghib's memory always inspire us. And it is now my privilege to introduce Oakland University's Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. James Lentini.
Thank you, Dean Fulberg, and good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to begin my remarks by congratulating all of our graduates today. And please know that I offer this not only as a matter of convention, but I believe each and every one of you is deserving of tremendous admiration and of respect. Because I know that the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine maintains the highest standards of excellence. This is true in all aspects of its operations, in the quality of the instruction it provides, in the institutional pursuit of knowledge, in the skilled and professional application of that knowledge, and in innovation that advances science, best practices, and overall program quality. Each of you graduating today has been invited to participate in this ceremony because your work over the last 4 years has risen to the elevated level of excellence that this school demands. This is no small task and no menial achievement. In fact, you are among a limited and highly select group of students that has demonstrated the tenacity and perseverance necessary to succeed in an academic environment such as the one you have experienced here. I commend you and once again congratulate you. I want to add that your exemplary scholarship is not all you are to be commended for. 4 years ago, you made a commitment to acquire the knowledge necessary to practice medicine, as well as a commitment to ultimately practice it with care, compassion, and understanding for the people you serve. I have every confidence that the education you have received will enable you to maintain that commitment throughout your careers. I applaud you in advance for your efforts to pursue and realize this critically important goal. On a personal level, I want to share that my life and career experience has taught me that success, at least in any useful context of the word, is meaningless unless it can be seen and understood in a broad social context and in a human context. Success is an empty and unfulfilling space when it fails to account for the people who benefit from and contribute to it. Know that in no profession is this truth more prominent or more imposing than in the practice of medicine. Know that your success will always be measured within the context of welfare and of the people you serve. In the decisions you will be called to make, you will have the opportunity to elevate the esteem and trust our society places in healthcare professionals. As you make these decisions, remain cognizant of the fact that as long as you remain as immersed in the humanity of your practice as you are in the science of it, you will advance the profession as well as your role within it. Each of you is extremely fortunate to have studied in the program here developed by Oakland University and Dean Fulberg and his associates. You're leaving here as superbly educated physicians and empathetic human beings. Hold tight to the courage and determination that has brought you this far, and you will find no limits to what you are able to accomplish. I wish all of you the best in your future endeavors. I also invite you to, and hope that you will, remain engaged in the university community. We look forward to hearing the great success stories ahead of you. Good luck, and thank you. And it is now my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, the president of Oakland University, Dr. Ora Hirsch-Peskovitz.
Thank you so much, Provost Lentini, and good afternoon. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here today to represent our faculty, our students, and the staff of Oakland University. And it's really my delight to take place with you in the commencement ceremony of your graduation here from our medical school. This is really an exceptional moment for you, but it's also an exceptional moment for me. You're about to embark on what really is a career in the most noble profession on earth. And I believe that there is no single career that is more demanding, more fraught with higher risk, that causes more discomfort, but also one that offers more personal fulfillment or offers a greater opportunity to do more good for more people than the field of medicine. And that really is the reason why I became a physician. I think that you are so very fortunate to be graduating from the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine. And you have been educated by this extraordinary faculty. And I know this. And the reason I know this is because I have taught and I have been to many medical schools around the nation and around the world. And I have never seen a more committed and dedicated faculty than ours. Our faculty's innovative, pioneering approach to medical education and to patient care is unique here at Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine. And you, dear graduates, are the beneficiaries of this remarkable environment established by our founding dean, Dean Folberg, his administration, and the hundreds of faculty who are so deeply invested in your education, your patients' well-being, and your future career development. Our medical school is really deeply committed to three things: to your success, to the health and well-being of our patients, and also to the health and well-being of our community. And our exceptional leadership knows that all of these things are integrally connected one to the other. And because of this, I know that our community thrives. And when our community thrives, our patients do well, and our students will all excel. And that is why your education involves so much community engagement. I am so proud of your exceptional academic, research, and community accomplishments. And I know that the best is yet to come. And as you pursue outstanding residencies here in Michigan and well beyond, we're going to be following your success. You have made your families, your friends, and all of us here at Oakland University and at OUWB so very proud. And we're looking forward to learning about the tremendous things that you will undoubtedly accomplish in the years to come. Personally, I just can't wait to hear about them. So, congratulations from all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President Peskovitz. It is now my privilege to introduce our commencement keynote speaker, Dr. Ray Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell is Dean of Medical Education at Georgetown University School of Medicine and an internal medicine and pediatrics physician. He is a Joseph Butanas Professor at Georgetown University School of Medicine. Additionally, Dr. Mitchell has been honored with multiple Golden Apple Awards for medical student education. He has received the Kaiser Permanente Award for Outstanding Clinical Teacher at the Georgetown Medical Center. And please now join me in welcoming my esteemed and dear colleague, Dean Ray Mitchell.
Thank you, Dean Folberg, from one headmaster to another. President Peskovitz, members of the medical class of 2018, and indeed the full 2 circles of OUWB in front of me. I'm deeply humbled to present for this wonderful occasion. What an impressive group of graduates. I believe, Dr. Peskovitz, that this group will deliver for you the vision of Oakland University, transforming individuals to leave a lasting impact on the world through the power of education and research. I'm also encouraged that at least one of you seems to wear bow ties. To help you understand a little more about me, let me share a story. I sat in the park in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, heard an unmistakably high-pitched, lilting music moving through the arboretum. As it came closer, surprisingly, it came from a small elderly man wearing large headphones, whistling with incredible tone, musicality, and volume. My companion asked him a strange question. "What are you listening to?" He looked surprised. "No one ever asked me what I'm listening to. It's Tchaikovsky." He spent years of his life training to whistle with music fidelity to opera on his family's radio. He used whistling to bridge people with whom he could not speak. My daughter addressed him in parting with the salutation, "Namaste." Now, sometimes that gets a little overused in yoga studios, but it has a deep and powerful meaning. From the Sanskrit nama, it originates from benevolent unselfishness or admission of unity in one essence. The light within me recognizes the light within you. The lesson I learned in that interaction changed the way I deal with patients. It's crucial to find a way to ask the right questions and find the light in the heart of every patient. Let me share also just a little about who I am as a clinician. The light in my soul is driven by encounters, as it will be for you, with patients. 3 brief vignettes follow, which are illustrative. Incidentally, don't panic, they are not on the exam. Like President Peskovitz, I'm a pediatric subspecialist. I care for children with chronic, life-threatening disease. Sadly, I see children die. I watched one mother holding a child with Kawasaki disease, a very uncommonly fatal disease. She held him in her lap after we were unsuccessful in resuscitating him. I will never erase that image. Was there something else we could have done? We will never know. Cardiology assured me the heart was fine. We never used steroids, based on that time on what I believe to be incomplete data. My heart was heavy. The more I looked inwardly, the heavier it became. Every day, when I think of that child and mother over many years, I revisit the pain. Out of pain, growth occurs. It's never easy. My humanity then did not seem so bright. If only we had tried steroids. If only. What does it feel like in times you're going to be unable to find any light or in yourselves? You each met your first patient, the cadaver. That incredible human whose last thought was to make the world better by teaching you. This past week, we celebrated an interfaith Mass of Remembrance for the families of donors. It included an Islamic chaplain, a Jewish rabbi, a Hindu healer, and of course, at my institution, the Jesuit priest. 5 students read obituaries written with the donor families. It was a tearful encounter for students, families, and faculty, emphasizing the humanity of these wonderful donors. It's a debt for all of us we can never repay. We have to pay it forward. Humanism is a school of thought over centuries centered around the power and agency of the individual. It's the humanity of our patient, but it's also the humanity of our own bright soul. Empathy is critical for healthcare, and many schools strive to develop behaviors that reflect empathy, as graded by our standard patients. However, as one of our students quipped, it's developing empathy muscles. The Dalai Lama is convinced we are hardwired for the generosity of spirit and goodness, but we sometimes go astray. In the Book of Joy by the Dalai Lama and Bishop Desmond Tutu, they explore joy as the happiness that does not depend on anything that happens. I recommend for you this year, this book should be on your bedside table. They would both argue that our hearts develop habits, and paradoxically, the bigger and more generous our hearts, the greater our sense of personal resilience. We can get discouraged, even in our most compassionate moments. We forget that we should not assume we know everything that's best for our patient. I think of a beautiful 15-year-old Egyptian girl with lupus cerebritis. Her parents reflected their belief and trust in me, yet I felt discouraged as this little girl got sicker despite our efforts. The grandfather would calmly put his arm around my shoulder and share his deep Islamic faith in God's will, inshallah, if God wills it. He prayed in the waiting room every day with such equanimity, I confess my faith was not so strong. He shared a dream he had had and told me, don't worry, after the third pheresis procedure, she will be cured. I tried to believe him. What do we do in these settings? First, we step outside of ourselves and call on other humans. I try to find the smartest people I know in that setting and bring them to the bedside. This time for me, there was lots of time for self-examination. It was my Jesuit colleagues who taught this Episcopalian to pray. I sometimes have to remind myself not to bargain with God, but at least theoretically to give my patients up to God in the process of personal prayer. I usually can't escape giving God some instructions along the way. Please help this patient to heal, and while you're at it, can you raise the platelet count a little bit? For me, this is a method to help me heal, to better know the light within me, but also to heal my pain when I feel outnumbered. My little Egyptian patient survived, awakened from catatonia after the third pheresis, as her Muslim grandfather faithfully predicted. She was a little worse for the wear of chemotherapy, pheresis, and high-dose steroids. But thanks to a wonderful interprofessional team, compassionate nurses, new medications, and perhaps God-given and actively pursued new knowledge, she's in college today. It is the bright light in each of us as it interacts with the light in the patient's soul that creates a unique power. It's the relationship of that light from patient and physician that creates the creation of oneness that makes healing possible. Now, empathy truly is sincerely understanding the patient's pain, but compassion is the creation of kindness in acts that have an impact on that pain. If the Dalai Lama is correct, we are hardwired for compassion, and compassion, however, is a contact sport. We should nurture ourselves for healing. For some it is song, for some it is poetry. I understand at OUWB, for some it is opera. Mostly it grows from a feeling of emotionally touching and being touched, of understanding the depth of complexity within each of us. It is this creation that brings the power to bring joy and satisfaction to others, but it also brings joy and satisfaction to each of us by touching other lives. Finally, an example from another Michigan colleague. Dr. Francis Collins, the director of the National Institutes of Health, a classmate of mine at UNC, told graduates a story about his encounter while in Africa. An old man was carried into the hospital in Cameroon, neck veins pulsing his earlobes, rising with each deep breath, dyspneic, sitting upright in bed. But wait, your brilliant clinicians, what does he have? Yes, cardiac tamponade. In that part of the world, tuberculous pericarditis is likely and curable if we aspirate, decompress, and treat. There was only one way to save this man without cardiology or even an EKG machine. Dr. Collins blindly aspirated the man's chest and saved his life. The next morning, the interchange was, "Young man, you're confused. You don't know why you're here. God sent you to Africa to save my life." It was a compelling message to Dr. Collins. His response to our students was equally compelling. Even considering the rapidly emerging science, the human genome, it's always about one doctor and one patient. I could have hugged him. My favorite poet has some advice for you. Seek out beauty in your endlessly surprising selves, in paths that you take, in other people. You can never know how much your words and faith in others mean to them. It is your duty as blessed, talented, incredibly compassionate women and men to give to others and to give yourself. To make an effort to notice when your peers are shining brightly and have the self-awareness to find the best in every difficult situation. To find others who might not know their gifts and respect the power of your own success. To recognize and respect the beautiful and infinite possibility in your future, as Dr. Peskovitz just reminded you. The infinite possibilities in your patients, in strangers, in your losses, in your successes, and in your fears. Keep imagining. Thank you, Katie Mitchell, my favorite poet. You will encounter incredible change in medicine in your future. It is changing so rapidly that you'll learn of therapies and mechanisms you haven't studied. CRISPRs and CAR T cells will become old hat. Treatments will move rapidly. Your next 30 to 40 years of practice will bring new challenges, but incredible new blessings. Atul Bhatt at UCSF proposes, believe it or not, by linking an electronic medical record for all the patients in the entire University of California system, he can now track de-identified data on 15 million patients. That will change the practice of medicine for all of us going forward. He would challenge us to track every patient we treat, at least in observational clinical trials. We're likely in for a surprise every day from data we currently use but don't understand. Knowledge will be dramatically different and the rate of change will be dizzying. Let me remind you, most of you will remember, Martin Luther King Jr. quoted the words of Theodore Parker's 1810 sermon. It foreshadowed the Civil War. It goes like this: "We cannot understand the moral universe. The arc is a long one, and our eyes but reach a little way. We can divine it by conscience, and we surely know it bends toward justice. Justice will not fail, though wickedness appears strong, and has on its side the armies and thrones of power, the riches and glory of the world. And though poor men crouch down in despair, justice will not perish out of the world of men. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." The arc of history right now seems characterized by war, hatred, injustice, poverty, and despair for many in this country and others. I would call on you to work actively to bend the arc. And I'll give you a geometry lesson. The arc, fully bent, becomes the OUWB circle. I hope the light within me has brought a moment of light into your life and the future of your practice. I'm going to ask each one of you young Golden Grizzlies to run from this graduation on a remarkable mission. Don't be discouraged. Don't settle for less than remarkable. Don't settle for the mediocrity of almost. Michigan and the world need you to work on bending this arc. Seek out the light within each patient and within yourself. For your patience, especially for yourself, practice acceptance, forgiveness, and be grateful for the gifts of the school and be grateful for the gifts from each other. Move beyond empathy to compassion, and may you find the joy and wellness every day in this wonderful profession ahead. And now, in the tradition of OUWB, I must give you my gratitude for my time with a wonderful group of you, your families, this community, a wonderful partnership. I have news, Dr. Folberg, you are no longer a new school. This factory is well established, and I congratulate all of you and thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Dean Mitchell, for sharing that insightful and incredibly inspiring address. And at this time, I would like to invite Dr. Sandra LeBlance, Associate Dean for Student Affairs, to preside over the presentation of diplomas and the ceremonial hooding of our graduates. Dr. LeBlance.
Class of 2018, I am honored to be standing before you today. You have each served as an inspiration to all of us at OUWB in this journey together. Throughout, we have witnessed your hard work, your dedication, and your care for others. You have embraced the true meaning of a community. Remember what you have accomplished here and take it with you as you move throughout the world. Maintain the bonds you have created, no matter how near or far you are in the future. Class of 2018, your energy, your spirit, and your dedication to OUWB will remain with us forever. And for that, we are grateful. I now ask President Peskovitz to begin the conferral of the degrees.
Upon the nomination of the faculty of Oakland University and by the authority of the state of Michigan, vested in the Board of Trustees and delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Medicine. I now invite Dr. LeBlance to return to the podium.
I would like to ask Dr. Kenneth Bark and his group to please approach the stage. I also invite to the stage Dr. Cynthia Ledford, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Clinical Education. Dr. Ledford will be assisting all of the PRISM mentors with the hooding today. While the group is making their way up here, I thought I would take a moment and explain why we have physician mentors assisting the students with their hoods. These physicians have played an important role in mentoring and supporting their group of students over the past 4 years. The mentors helped the students don their first white coat. They read monthly reflections. They met one-on-one with the students. They listened to the students as they expressed concerns and frustrations and celebrated all their successes. On behalf of all the students, we would like to thank our physician mentors for all they have done for the class of 2018. In addition to the hood that each graduate is about to receive, you will notice some of them are wearing honor cords. The graduates wearing the green and white cords have been honored with induction into the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. The AOA recognizes exemplary leadership, character, community service, and professionalism demonstrated by individuals who are also in the top 25% of their class academically. The graduates who are wearing gold cords were nominated by their peers for induction into the Gold Humanism Honor Society. It recognizes those who are considered exemplars of compassionate patient care. They are role models, mentors, and leaders in the practice of humanism in medicine. As the names of our graduates are called for their diplomas and ceremonial hooding, please hold your applause until the last student has received his diploma. At that time, we will recognize all of the students. Dina Albaruz. Dr. Mansour Siddiqui, Dina's husband, is assisting with the hooding. Lola Adakambi. Marcus Allen. Jonathan Chow. Sarah Corral. Rachel Schneider Dearden. Dr. Oliver Schneider, Rachel's father, is assisting with the hooding. Azrael Danebar. Lisa Galasso. Morgan Faye Gruner. Virpal Kaur. Mary E. Koch. Lauren Lenzen Weresinger. McCall, Montana. Dr. Heinz Roland Heineke, McCall's grandfather, is assisting with the hooding. Zed Patel. Fred Nazi Kafiti. Dr. Kaula Kafiti, Fred's mother, is assisting with the hooding. David Way. Travis James Strope. Yodam Weiner. Dr. Asher Weiner and Dr. Adam Weiner, Yodam's father and brother, are assisting with the hooding. Dr. Sharon Geimer will now join the stage for the next group of PRISM students to be hooded. Ines Al-Khatib. Dr. Haney Al-Khatib, Ines's father, is assisting with the hooding. William Marshall Ascool II. Dr. Dennis Bojarab, William's uncle, is assisting with the hooding. Aaliyah Chang. Benjamin Clement. Andrew Mel Dearden. Dr. Oliver Schneider, Andrew's father-in-law, is assisting with the hooding. Allison Cade Fox. Victoria Catherine Francis. Michael Goldstein. Megan Hsu. Dr. Wade Hsu and Dr. Eileen Hsu, Megan's parents, are assisting with the hooding. Rudra Joshi. Austin Nicole Knapp. Thomas John LaRue. Anne Lovelace. Dr. Glenn Lovelace, Anne's father, is assisting with the hooding. Scott D. Myers, Jr. Rachel Christine Nash. Patricia Poling. Jaber Saad. Brianna Ray Schmidt. Jatin Sharma. Dr. Bhupesh Sharma and Dr. Meenarshi Sharma, Jatin's parents, are assisting with the hooding. Mustafa A. Taki. Alan Wong. Dr. Varsha Karamchandani's PRISM group will please come to the stage. Daniel Bloomer, Dr. Robin Bloomer, Dr. Kathleen Bloomer, and Dr. Abraham Bloomer. Daniel's parents and grandfather are assisting with the hooding. Megan Cheslock. Kelly Karen. Dr. Jacqueline Malit, Kelly's sister-in-law, is assisting with the hooding. Abram Davidov. Kyle Eaton. Sachi Gianchandani. Dr. Roma Gianchandani, Sachi's mother, is assisting with the hooding. Cassandra K. Hastings. Jonathan C. Hu. Kyle Gerade. Wanda Lai Fusel. Erin Marie Lloyd. Ultion Messi. George Haney Nasser. Evan Palomara. Krina Kaushik Patel. Jonathan Recknagel. Iman Salou. Adam Michael Schwark. Angela Eve Thalen. David Wigman. Dr. Leah Myers, Prism Group, will now join us on stage. Asan Akram. Ashley Elizabeth Aller. Dr. Stephen Aller and Dr. Cynthia Aller, Ashley's parents, are assisting with the hooding. Justin Barbat. Dr. Salwan Barbat, Justin's brother, is assisting with the hooding. Patricia Chisinski. Jeff Cross. Troop V. Young. Rafaela Rodriguez. Dorota Goot. Bushar Kazanji. Dr. Nora Kazanji, Bashar's sister, is assisting with the hooding. Harjivan Singh Kohli. Dr. Gurminder Singh Kohli and Dr. Sanjivan Singh Kohli, Harjivan's father and brother, are assisting with the hooding. Melody Wei Fan Lin. Cade Soren McQuivy. Alan Nelson. Eugen O. Neil Dinesh Patel. Timothy Powell. Dr. Thomas Powell, Timothy's father, is assisting with the hooding. Ebony Reed. Callie Sariones. Kevin Jeffrey Serdaley. Dr. Jeffrey Serdaley, Kevin's father, is assisting with the hooding. Jenny Trung. Catherine Williams. Dr. Lim No's Prism Group will join us on the stage. Sinan Albert. Ashley Anderson. Miriam Bookish. Elise Whitney Clark. Dr. Jack D. Clark, Elise's father, is assisting with the hooding. Iman Foad Dabaja. Dr. Mohammed Maki and Dr. Faye Dabaja, Iman's husband and sister, are assisting with the hooding. John T. Fortunato. Slaviza Georgievska. Sean Gulati. Dr. Akhil Gulati, Sean's brother, is assisting with the hooding. Rami Durji. Arminder S. Kara. Joseph Kim. Patsorn Lakit Rung. E. Lin Loy. Omar Moinudin. Wolfgang Wadridge Chifor. Jonathan Park. Craig J. Profant. Danielle Marie Reba. Dr. Stephen Cantamute, Danielle's uncle, is assisting with the hooding. Kevin Schachter. Joseph Tai Fu Tran. Dr. Huai Tai Tran, Joseph's father, is assisting with the hooding. Chantil Deshawn Ulatowski. Paris Vakaria. Dr. Punkuj Vakaria. Paris's father is assisting with the hooding. This concludes the hooding ceremony. Congratulations to our new physicians, the class of 2018. I now invite Dr. Jeff Cross. Our class of 2018 student speaker to the podium.
Thank you. Good afternoon. At the beginning of medical school, Dean Fulberg poses a pair of questions to us. What do you want to do, and who do you want to be? The last 4 years have been an amazing opportunity to pursue our answers, but often we don't spend enough time looking inwards at what brought us here to begin with. At Michigan State, I had the honor of learning from a very esteemed professor who taught us to study ourselves through self-discrepancy theory. which postulates that there are three distinct self-concepts: our actual self, the qualities that we currently possess; our ought self, the qualities that we should possess; and our ideal self, the qualities that we wish to possess. Disparity between these self-concepts creates emotional discomfort, shame, and vulnerability. But at the same time, chasing ideals drives us forward, pushes us towards change, to be capable of more. When I spoke with my old professor last month, he reminded me that complete harmony of these three self-concepts is not what brings us satisfaction, but rather a sense of pride in our actual self. In King Lear, Shakespeare wrote, "Striving to be better, oft we mar what's well." But in medicine, we know this adage more familiarly through the words of Voltaire: "Perfect is the enemy of the good." Commencement is a celebration of attaining an ideal self. And now that we've been hooded, this new identity of doctor is so suddenly and powerfully thrust upon us that it becomes part of our name. Yet we are no more remarkable than when we woke up this morning. You are still the same loving, caring, and passionate individuals that I've grown with over the past 4 years. Even before you were a doctor, you were advocates for human rights, stepped outside of your comfort zone in the name of global health, helped push the envelope of medical research, and fought tooth and nail for those that could not fight for themselves. Before you were a doctor, you sacrificed your time, changed the way you live, and went the extra mile for your patients. Even before you were a doctor, you were teachers, you were health bloggers, you were lady bosses, you were missionaries, and you were healers. And though now you wear the title of doctor, you are no less who you were yesterday. Some of us are Division I athletes, competition bodybuilders, expert rock climbers, accomplished travelers, and brave adventurers. Some are stunning painters, sculptors, photographers, gifted musicians and singers, slam poets, book writers, and dancers. In this crowd, there are restaurant chefs, diehard hockey fans, brewers, pet lovers, business majors, engineers, those that grew up with stunning city skylines, and others with breathtaking country sunsets. In this crowd, there are role models, there are coaches, there are church members, military servicemen, heroes of all kinds, and a few very phenomenal mothers and fathers. Today, we are finally recognized for our commitment to the greatest part of our identity, our passion for medicine, and welcomed into a community of others who share in it. When we leave here, we continue pursuing our ideals, but always strive to retain the unique facets of our personality that make us truly amazing. I hope you never forget who you are under the white coat, nor why you put it on each morning. I'd like to turn everyone's attention to the incredible people filling the stands today, who traveled from all over the world to be here with us on this special occasion, and those of you who could not be here but are watching remotely. Our friends and family that gave us a marathon of support, provided unconditional love and understanding, shared in the highs and lows, and managed to hang on during this wild ride. A round of applause from the students for those of you who turned this dream into a reality, and for helping us become who we are. This is a celebration as yours as much as it is ours. Thank you. Another round of applause for the people in front of me and those up here on the stage with me. The faculty with the vision to build a medical school from scratch, support our student organizations, create outstanding educational opportunities, and push our research projects along while we admittedly drag our feet. The physicians that taught us, challenged us, placed their trust in us, wrote our letters, and most importantly, invested themselves in our success when they could have gone home early instead. The residents that somehow unearthed the spirit to be patient with us while we presented in the 35th hour of their call shift, and still sent us home in time to see the sun. You set the bar higher, created a standard of education and mentorship, another ideal for us to chase. We are so blessed for all that you do, and we can never repay you. but we promise to pay it forward as best we can. Here's to you. And if you're not too tired of clapping, lastly, one more round of applause for all 102 of my brothers and sisters in the class of 2018. Because I would not be fortunate enough to be who I am today, nor would I be standing on this stage without their support. They are the most remarkable group of individuals that I have ever had the privilege of knowing. They inspire me, teach me, and humble me every day. I'm very proud to call them my family, and even more proud to be among the first to call them doctors, because it's who they are, and it always has been. I love you guys.
Dr. Cross, I want to thank you for inspiring us, just as every one of your brothers and sisters has inspired us over the last 4 years. Our next speaker was on this stage 2 years ago as a graduate of our class of 2016, and today she is a resident in general surgery at the Leahy Clinic in Boston. I am pleased to welcome Dr. Kimberly Ellis-Waite, President of the OUWB Alumni Association. Kim?
As a proud alumna of OUWB School of Medicine, welcome class of 2018 to the OUWB Alumni Chapter. When I sat down at 3 a.m. to put a few thoughts into writing about what I would say today, I couldn't help but laugh at the memories from medical school that stuck out. Staying until close at 5th Ave, watching the guys Bhangra to Rihanna, driving my best friend to U of M after anatomy lab when her mom got in a car accident, having my littles, my grand-littles, and my great-grand-littles over for dinner, and our class speaker making sure the proper people were roasted during his graduation speech. All of this, which inevitably ended up on social media, was always attached to the hashtag OUWBFam. The OUWB fam extends well beyond the people sitting next to you. Take a moment to look at your friends and family in the stands and think about those who are not here today who have helped you get here. You have probably worked harder than ever before during these last 4 years and will again be pushed to your limits in the next 3 to 7 or more years. When it's 3 a.m. and you've reached your limit and you get another page for stool softeners, remember your family. Your actual family, your residency family, and your OUWB family. We are all here for you. To celebrate you when you place your first order that doesn't earn you a page from the pharmacist, and to mourn with you when you counsel a family on withdrawal of care. I encourage you to stay involved with the OUWB alumni family, share your accomplishments, your talents, and your suggestions. As we grow in strength and number, we will continue to expand and explore opportunities to support and mentor students and fellow alumni. Once again, welcome to the OUWB alumni family. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Dr. Waite, thank you. I'm now going to speak directly to the class of 2018 and allow all of you to just eavesdrop on this conversation. You know, at your white coat ceremony, fewer than 4 years ago, you celebrated one professional milestone, which was your initiation into the study of medicine. You received your very first white coat and your first stethoscope. You then recited an oath or affirmation that we provided for you, the Oath of Geneva. Today at commencement, you again received a garment, this time your academic hood, and you received an object or representation of your MD degree. Now, just as you made a commitment to study medicine at your white coat ceremony, you're now prepared to make a different commitment, this time to practice your profession, to be a physician. Instead of reciting a formula like the Oath of Geneva, you will shortly recite an oath that you wrote over 4 years of study here with the guidance of our faculty. These verses reflect your values as a class, and we are so very grateful to you for the innovations in ethical thinking that you have provided to all of us. Like each class that preceded you, you commit to caring for yourselves so that you may care for others. But these are some of your innovations. Consistent with OUWB's core value that everyone has infinite value, you as medical students were always more than a score, and you are about to affirm that your patients are more than a diagnosis. You are the first class to express the requirement that you treat all patients with empathy and compassion. Yours is the first OUWB class to promise to assume responsibility for outcomes that are below expectations. And yours is the first class to promise to work to improve the quality of your profession. Yours is the first OUWB class to recognize the importance of working with other healthcare professionals for the benefit of your patients. At OUWB, you worked with nursing students and physical therapy students and graduate students, and your statement this afternoon is powerful because it says that the care of patients requires we, not only an MD. And this is a perfect time for me to let you know and everyone know that in the next few weeks, we will be announcing an initiative that will link our OUWB medical students with dental students to learn collaboratively and to provide health care to the medically underserved of our communities. Getting back to you. Yours is the first class to speak of empowering patients. We expect you to commit to lifelong learning. The science of medicine, as Dean Mitchell said, changes continuously, and you will be students of medicine throughout what we hope are very long and productive careers. But you took this study a step further. You see, you committed to passing knowledge along to others, to teach. If you work in an academic setting, of course you're going to teach. But even if you don't work in an academic setting, you're going to teach. You'll teach patients. You'll teach others in the healthcare professions. You will teach the lay community how to care for themselves. And you will advocate for an equitably healthy society. Every one of you will be powerfully positive teachers. You're about to commit to contribute to advancing your chosen fields, which is another first for an OUWB class. You need not be in a research laboratory to discover a better way to deliver health care, and every one of you can engage in discovery. Consistent with the vision of OUWB to lead in promoting, maintaining, and restoring health to individuals and communities, you are committing to promote wellness in the communities that you serve. Now, other classes have mentioned the requirement to recognize the limitations of knowledge and to seek help, but yours is the first class to use the word humility in a commencement oath. And I want to be certain that you understand what it means to be humble. Do you remember that in the M3 class, I led a seminar in leadership? And I posed a scenario for you that had been gifted to me by one of my teachers. I asked you then to complete this sentence. A humble person walks into the room and she is... And after fielding your thoughtful answers, I provided you with a response that I had received from my teacher. It's this. A humble person walks into the room and she is charismatic. That's right, charismatic. You see, because a humble person is capable of acknowledging gifts of intellect and education. Your patients want to receive care from a physician who is competent and confident. And if you are confident, then I guess the question you are posing is, how can I avoid arrogance, the opposite of humility? Now, we talked about this over the years at OUWB. We suggested that saying thank you frequently is an antidote to arrogance. It's difficult to be arrogant while you're thanking someone. Dr. Cross just led you in an expression of gratitude to your teachers and to all of you, all the people here who supported you through medical school. Now, another way to express confidence while keeping distant from arrogance is to realize that no matter how much you have learned, No matter how much you have mastered, there's always more to learn and more to master. This is what you meant when you promised to learn for your entire career and to improve the quality of your work. And here's one more strategy that I offer to you. Your intellectual gifts and your medical education are given to you so that you may serve others. And in the oath that you wrote, you're about to commit to service. You see, today, you have transitioned from medical students to medical doctors. You have become our colleagues. By sharing with us the insights of the oath that you authored, you have become our teachers. You understand that science and technology are requirements for the practice of medicine. You understand that the application of science and technology to the holistic care of patients in need and communities in need must be accompanied by generous expressions of your humanity. The oath that you are about to recite, the oath that you wrote, know this: it inspires us. We are so very proud of you, and we are grateful that you have been and will continue to be a part of the OUWB community. And I therefore invite the members of the class of 2018 to now rise and to prepare to recite your oath or affirmation. And I invite every physician in attendance to rise and to join with our new colleagues in a reaffirmation of our commitment to our profession. Please recite each verse after me. On this day, I commit myself to the service of humanity. Concerning the health of my patients, first and foremost, I will do no harm. I will not allow my personal beliefs to compromise patient well-being. I will maintain humility and acknowledge my limitations. I will take ownership of my mistakes and rectify them with honesty and integrity. I will never use my medical knowledge to violate human rights. I will respect the confidentiality of my patients even after they leave my care. I will never define a patient by their illness, but instead treat them as a whole person with compassion and empathy. In the spirit of my teachers, I will continue to expand my knowledge and pass it to those who follow. I will strive to improve the quality of my work and participate in the responsible advancement of my field. I will attend to my own health so that I may better care for others. I will promote wellness in my community and empower my patients through leadership and education. I will advocate for patients and for greater social change. I will collaborate across health professions and stand by my colleagues during times of adversity. As a physician, I make this commitment solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. I invite the graduates to remain standing while all others are seated. Graduates, you have officially received your degree as MDs. You've just made a public declaration to the practice of medicine, and we know that wherever you practice medicine, you will deliver health care that is compassionate and extraordinary every day. All that remains now is the celebration. You've inspired all of those who follow behind you academically, and I now ask the M1, M2, and M3 classes to rise, and I ask you to turn to face them because they will be the first to congratulate you. And I call upon everyone now to congratulate the OUWB class of 2018. Our new physicians who have just graduated from the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine will now prepare for the recessional, and we would be especially grateful to everyone for keeping the aisles clear until the platform party and faculty have exited the hall. Now, because of the cold autumn weather on this mid-May day, our reception is going to be held indoors this year on the lower level of the Oakland University Recreation Center, which is the facility just adjacent to this venue, and we invite everyone who is here to the reception. It is now my privilege to declare the OUWB commencement ceremony for the class of 2018 to be complete. Dr. Nueva, Professor Cunningham, so the kids are going to do a circuit around the arena, and Bob is going to come back.
Do we go next?
No, well, he's going to make a circuit around the arena with the kids, and then they'll exit, and then he will come back and get us, and then we'll exit.
We go down there?
No, we're going to make a half circuit down the center and around the side. Congratulations.
Very nice, beautiful. No, my second one. It's beautiful. Terrific job. Very nice. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Great job, Bob.
And when we go down the center aisle, you can congratulate Lindsay.
We'll go down the center aisle.
They're going down the center aisle. They're going to lead them on a circuit so that the families can take pictures. But where we exit to make it short. We really like to show off the symphony. It's great. It's got to be about 6 Every parent gets to take a picture with the kid.
I graduated in December. I was already in my residency in June, but I did come back. Started my internship in January because I had a resident intern. I didn't see him, so I started. Oh, I met him. That's so good.
So just told them don't drop the base. It's $30,000.
Is he coming back for us now?
I'm sorry.
Is he coming back?
Yeah, he's going to come back and pause there, and then we'll follow.